Welcome back. Now, government has announced that starting in 2026, tertiary education in Namibia will be subsidized, a move that has sparked a lot of excitement, but also many questions from students and parents across the country. Now, to help us unpack what this means in practice, from tuition and registration fees to who qualifies and how the registration process will work, we're joined now by Simon Namesho, the Manager for Public Relations and Operations at the University of Namibia. Simon, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Nina, and good evening to your listeners.
Well, Simon, I would think that everybody would have a clear understanding of the matter by now, but it seems not. So I think it's important that we go over the facts once again to provide, additional clarity where it's lacking. So let's start by clarifying subsidized, as some have an understanding that everything is covered under this, or they don't quite understand it at all. So let's start by unpacking that.
All right, thanks so much. Firstly, of course, given that subsidized tertiary education funding module is the first time it's being implemented this year. So there is some patience there is some indulgence from our side in terms of explaining it in details, explaining it slowly, and that's very important to us. Directly to your question, what is covered under subsidized tertiary funding module? It's only two things out of many other costs which you experience when you are attending university or when you're at UNAM. One is your registration fee, and then two is then your tuition fee for the whole year. In the past, that cost was on you as a student or your parents, your guardians, your sponsors, etc. That was on you. So as of this year, the government has then come through and say, all those ones that are eligible do not need to pay for registration fees as well as tuition fee. What then are they responsible for if this is taken care of by government? Then you are then responsible for your accommodation fees.
Right.
You're responsible for your transportation fees, for your meals, for your laptop fees, for your
learning
data, learning materials. That's all is on you. Government, out of all other costs, it's saying, I'll meet you, maybe not halfway, but let's say they're meeting you halfway to cover registration fees and tuition fees.
Yeah. Now on to eligibility. Who qualifies to be a recipient of, subsidized education?
All right. You should be doing your first primary qualification. All right. So if Nina already has a qualification, let me say you already have a degree in agriculture, and you want to do a degree in media studies. So you don't qualify because you already have a first degree. However, if Nina has a diploma in media studies at level 6, and Nina now wants to do a degree at level 7, then Nina qualifies. Because all the qualifications between level 5 and level 8 are then eligible to go and study and to be a benefit of this subsidized tertiary education. Also, you should be a Namibian citizen. All Namibian citizens are eligible for this. Non-Namibian citizens are not eligible for it. And then also students who are repeating. All right?
Okay.
So let's look at the students who are coming back, our returning students.
Okay.
So first years, and then we have returning students. So if you are returning students and you happen to be repeating a course or a program, then you are not eligible. However, if you are a returning student, and let's say, for example, Nina now is moving from second year to third year, Nina is eligible for subsidized tertiary education. If Nina also has last year was a third year at UNAM, and this year she's now graduating with her degree, her 3-year degree, and she wants to continue at UNAM for her 1-year honors program. Does she qualify or not? The answer is yes. So all those students at UNAM who finish their 3-year degrees can still come to UNAM and do their honors program. It's also covered by that. Yes.
So if I want to go back to what you said earlier about, if I say, for example, I've got my first degree in media studies. Now I want to study something completely different. I'm a first-year student in that. Then do I qualify or not? Because it is actually my second degree, but I'm a first-year student in that specific field.
Okay. No, the answer is no, you don't qualify. So if you're changing courses and you already have a degree and you want to change to a different one, no, you don't qualify because you already have obtained a qualification.
Okay.
If you have obtained a qualification, and this is a level 6, and you want to go do another qualification, which is in a level 7, in the same, then you do qualify.
All right. And the age restrictions, talk to us about that, Simon.
No, we don't have any age restrictions because at UNAM, you can be a first year and you are 18 or 17. You can be a first year and maybe you are 25 or 27. We have no age restriction at all. When you come at admission at UNAM, because there are two things here, Nina. There's admission at the university, and there's also now eligibility for subsidized.
Right.
So in most cases, in many cases, when you meet admission to UNAM, you also meet then the eligibility criteria for subsidized.
Right.
But the other way around might not always be the case. So if you meet eligibility criteria for subsidized, it's not always that you meet the admission into a preferred course. What do I mean by that? So for example, if Nina meets the requirements for subsidized tertiary qualification funding model, all right, that's fine. And then you say, I want to come and do medicine at UNAM. So the requirements for a certain program at UNAM might be higher than the requirement for being eligible for the points that you need for subsidized. So it's always important to check that out. Or not always that when you are eligible for subsidized, you meet the requirements for that course that you want to go and do.
Right.
You might, of course, meet other requirements for other courses at UNAM. So you want to double check that to make sure that I am eligible for subsidized and I'm also able to be admitted into UNAM for that course which I want to
100%.
study.
Does the introduction of the subsidized education model change UNAM's admission requirements at all?
That's quite a good question, and we get it every time. I think the short answer is no. These are two separate things. Admission into UNAM is completely different. It's merit-based, and you have to make sure that you meet that requirement. It doesn't mean that you go to NSFAF, which is the implementing agency for the subsidized tertiary education funding module. You look at the eligibility criteria, you meet them, and then you say, I'm coming to UNAM to go and be admitted. Again, you need to check, do I meet then the admission criteria into that course which I want to do, into occupational therapy, in veterinary medicine, into nursing. So each of those programs have different admission criteria. Not only the points, but sometimes even the subjects that you need to have at grade 12. Apart from the subject from grade 12, even the symbol in that subject, do I have that symbol to go into that course? So we have experience whereby some prospective students, they'll come to us and say, I have 34 points, I want to go into this course. However, unfortunately, sometimes they don't have that single subject which they need. If it's physics that you need to go in a certain course in the School of Science, you need to have it. If you, unfortunately you can't, then you look at other. What then happens at UNAM is then we give you then another alternative programs. We then refer you back to go home and then take a day or two, look at those alternatives, and then you come back to us. There's a reason why we do that, Nina, because in the past, where there will be a lot of times where prospective students, they come, they say, you're not admitted into this course, or you can't qualify for this one.
Right.
Here's a list of alternatives. And then they go, I want to take this one. They take it, a year down the line, they say, I wish at the time of making my decision, I had more time to go back home to my friends, to my aunties, to my uncles, and to us, or to Uncle Google, to go and check. Maybe this is really what I want, or no, I don't want it at all. So that's why we give you that room of saying, go back, go and check what you qualify. Here's a list of other courses that we have, and there's still space for you to come and apply and be admitted in. Take a day or two, then you come back to us.
I'd assume that, of course, now with the subsidized model, there's been an influx of registration, and how's the university handling that?
Yeah, we have experience, especially this week, they are really coming, which is actually a blessing, which is a good thing for us. We are not going to exceed our capacity at UNAM. If a lecture hall takes 350 students, we take that as first year group. If a lecture hall takes 250 students, we take that. So we are also guided by the capacity.
Right.
So we will not go beyond our capacity. It doesn't mean that if we have 1,000 learners out there who are eligible for subsidized, we should all take them, and then some are not taught because there's no space. We really go on capacity, and it should also be merit-based.
Simon, thank you so much for joining us this evening and providing some clarity there. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it so much, and we look forward to all the learners coming through until the 30th of January. We are open, and if you didn't apply yet, please do so. And yeah, we really look forward to a very exciting year because this is a new development for us.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well.